What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard podcast, the BTB Show, guys. And I thought I'd never be saying this, but the Knicks are in the NBA Finals, the 2026 NBA Finals. It's the New York Knicks versus the San Antonio Spurs. It premieres tomorrow at 7:30, I believe. Right? Yes, 7:30.
30. Oh,
No,
I
it's
guess
7:30. It's
I guess if it's
7:30.
Central Time, it's 7:30, right?
No, somebody said it was 7:30, not 8:30.
They're
I might
probably
be.
Central
I think
Time.
it's 8:30.
No, don't say that. Okay, whatever the case is,
All their
he
casuals,
he
8:30.
okay. Pacific, I'm sure it's an earlier time.
Yeah, I
Eastern,
mean, if you're Central, then yes, it is an earlier time, but you're not Central. You literally live close to New York.
I know. You don't have to tell me that. But just all right, whatever. But anyway, regardless of the fact, they start at 8:30 tomorrow. And I mean, look, the Knicks are heavy underdogs in this matchup against them, the San Antonio Spurs in this lineup. Obviously, they got a 7'5" Frenchman that's up for debate. That's probably already the GOAT. He has reached his first NBA Finals in his first NBA playoff appearance, guys.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good, if you ask me. So, I mean, guys, give me your opinions on how the playoffs has been so far. And give me your ideas. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is gonna win, man?
I'll lead us off. First question, how do I think this playoffs has been? I think this playoffs has been pretty good. The first couple rounds, I think, started off great. I think the first round was the best round so far. We had a couple game sevens in the first round, but ever since then, it's kind of died down. We know who the really good teams are and know who really the not good teams are. I wouldn't say bad because they did advance, but
But like,
it's pretty. It's been a pretty okay finals, man. It wasn't last year's playoffs. Last year's playoffs was unbelievable, like start to finish. Last year's playoffs was unbelievable. This year has been pretty good. We got a couple classics in the middle of this, but to start off with this finals matchup, though, man, and talking about the Spurs and Wemby, like Omar said, first finals appearance and his first playoff appearance is pretty rare. He's on some trajectory that we heard about him coming to the league, how he was gonna take over. He's the alien. He's Wemby. He got this crazy stature, being 7'4", 7'5", however tall he is, and how he can dribble, do this and that, and really. People just had to really prove it. Oh, he just had to really prove it to us, and he's really proven it to us since he's been in the league. I mean, if he's playing the games played, if he plays over 65 games, he's going to be a really good player in this league for a very long time. He's going to be multiple MVPs, multiple Defensive Player of the Years, and it's carried into the playoffs where he's playing career high minutes almost every single game, and he's dragging the Spurs to this point where they at now. They have a chance to win the championship. You know, this is the 1999 Finals rematch. Spurs versus Knicks. I really think this Knicks team is better this time around. That year that the Knicks versus the Spurs, Knicks were like a 7th or 8th seed. It was the lockout season. Yeah, it was a lockout season. Knicks 8th seed. It just didn't really make sense. I don't think the Knicks deserved to be there that year, but you know that's
Also,
a different
Patrick
conversation.
Ewing tore his ACL prior to the series, so he actually didn't play in that series at all. I just
Yeah,
want
and then a huge injury to the top 5 Knick player of all time. So that series was pretty, pretty bleak. Looking at now, I really think the Knicks have a chance to win the finals. I think I have Knicks in 6. I really think the Knicks play the Spurs so well. I've watched all 3 of the Knicks versus Spurs game. Believe it or not, I watched the game, NBA Cup game. Brunson killed. He does his thing every single time against his team. Remember, he had 61 versus them one time, where after the game, when he throws the ball into the stands, and then the game where the Spurs absolutely blew them out. I think it was a Spurs home win, but Jalen Brunson gets his numbers against Stephon Castle every single time they play. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, you can guard Castle. Oh, if he can guard SGA, he can guard Brunson. Brunson is a totally different. I think SGA, Brunson, Anthony Edwards are the best 3 scorers that we have in basketball right now. I think Jalen Brunson is that gifted of a scorer where he can get any shot he wants to on any player he wants to in the league. I've seen him get guarded by the Thompson twins. I've seen him get guarded by Castle in these matchups. I've seen him get guarded by Derek White. I've seen him get guarded by the best players in the East, best players in the West. He's going to get his numbers. I don't think him being guarded by Castle is just some crazy thing that we have to worry about. He's going to do Jalen Brunson things no matter what. So we have to kill that. But I think it's going to be a very competitive series. The only reason that I have the Knicks in 6 and not 7 is because I think the Spurs are, even though they have some rest going into this series, the Knicks are so rested, like almost 2 weeks worth of rest, and the Spurs are going to be on like 6 or 7. No, really
4 days.
5.
4
Yeah,
days.
I was about to say 4
Monday
days
to
worth
Yeah,
of
they're
rest.
like
So,
4 to 5 days worth of rest. I mean,
and the Knicks haven't played since what, last Tuesday?
Last
yeah,
Monday.
and
Monday.
they went
So
in
yeah,
11
they're
straight.
damn near 2 weeks worth. Like they are way more rested than them, and I just think it's gonna come to who's more rested, who can go farther, faster in this battle. I think it's gonna be the Knicks, man. I think the Knicks are so good. They're so underrated. Teams who lose 2 playoff games going to the finals win the championship every single time. That's just how history goes. History history usually repeats itself. I mean, they've been one of the most dominant playoff teams we've ever had, one of 6, I think, to go into the finals with only 2 losses. Winning by average margin of victory, 23 points per game. Highest 3-point percentage, highest field goal percentage, second highest defensive rating. This is a historic Knicks team, but they're going against the aliens, so we'll see how it turns out, man. But what you thinking, Max? Talk to us.
I mean, they're historic, but they got to finish the job.
You got to finish
Job's
the
not
job.
done, and I think this team knows it's job not done. That was like the first thing they said when they won the East was, we still got to win 4 more, which is like that's what every team says. So fair, but I think they're locked in. I do think a lot of the series hinges.
Wemby and the Spurs didn't. They were celebrating like they won the chip.
They did, but they also said like, oh, I want 4 more. Wemby's like, I want to win, like my life depends on it. So like, okay, that's a bit scary. That's a bit intense, but like that's that's Wemby. That's who he is. That's why we love him. I think a lot of the series hinges on De'Aaron Fox's health, to be totally honest. I think he's the X factor because I do think if it is truly just because he's clearly not, or at least in the last series, he wasn't right. He wasn't himself. Like De'Aaron Fox is an all-star caliber player who just quite frankly has not been playing at an all-star level since his foot injury. I believe it's a foot injury. He's been fine. I hit a good game 7. I'll give him that. But like if he's just kind of fine, I think. If it's that kind of makes it Wemby and friends. Like if it's Wemby and friends, I think the Knicks can do a good job at kind of letting Wemby do what he's gonna do, but making the rest of them beat the team. But if De'Aaron Fox is like a little healthier now, like maybe he's able to get right, or that injury is just kind of progressively healing, and he's able to give them like 20-point games or like 10 assist games, or like really be annoying with getting paint touches, throwing lobs to Wemby, like breaking down the defense. Like if De'Aaron Fox is playing at the level that like he can, that makes the series a lot harder for the Knicks. Because one thing they struggle with the Spurs, even in the wins they've had this season, is letting their guards get in the paint. Like De'Aaron Fox paint touches, Stephon Castle rim pressure, as Jay's cleaning his camera. Stephon Castle rim pressure, Dylan Harper rim pressure. Like the Spurs just have like a bajillion small, fast guards to throw at you and just break down the defense and get in the paint. And like once they get in the paint, you have to help. And then Wemby is somewhere just waiting to dunk on you or throw up a mid range or drain a 3. So like if Fox is like spearheading that charge of getting 2 feet in the paint and going past his defender, that makes them a lot harder to guard, especially with guys like Champagnie on the perimeter who can hit a 3-pointer. But overall, I think the shooting advantage and the offensive advantage does go to the Knicks. Knicks are overall pretty healthy. TBD Mitchell Robinson's pinky finger, but hopefully he doesn't need a pinky finger to block shots. So fingers crossed he's good. He'll be good to go. But again, I think a lot of this hinges on De'Aaron Fox's health, to be totally honest. Like I think he's the X factor of this whole series. Whether Josh Hart can hit 3s or not. I know that's what everyone's talking about, but like in my mind, if Josh Hart cannot hit his 3s and they're just letting Wemby sag off him and just roam, he can't play in the series. Straight up. Landry Shamet, you're playing 35 minutes a game. Deuce McBride is playing 35 minutes a night if Josh Hart cannot hit his 3s, because I don't think you're beating the Spurs team without running effective 5 out at least some of the time. At least when Wemby's on the court, you pretty much got to take him out the paint, or else you get SGA when you go to the paint and Wemby's there, and you just pass because you're not going to shoot, or else you're getting a block.
I have a question to pose as a Knicks fan myself, Max. If you're the Knicks and you're looking at the options here, I'm putting OG on Victor Wembanyama. I understand that matchup is kind of crazy.
I think that's what they'll do.
And I think that's what they'll do.
A lot of different buys.
He's held him.
He's going to see a lot of Mitch. He's going to see a good bit of Towns as well, I think, just naturally. I mean,
OG
Towns of like 10 minutes,
has
so
specifically held Victor till about, I think it was about 40%. And I understand that's still kind of high, but when he's near the basket and OG's holding him, that's not
Chuba Wemby was also injured for a lot of that, so I'm not necessarily expecting the same thing. But I do think OG's probably the best Wemby defender that we have. I agree on that. So I think he'll see a lot of Wemby, but
My
you got to show
question
him different
is,
bodies.
who do you put on McHale? I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Who do you put on De'Aaron Fox? Because is it McHale, or do
If
you
De'Aaron Fox
sacrifice and
kind
put
of
McHale on
you can still
Stephon
try to
Castle?
You so I'll answer your question first, Omar, and then I'll bounce off something Max said. Max said something very important. But I think Brunson guards Fox because Fox is very hurt still. I don't think Fox is healthy.
Yeah, I don't think
He's
he's
not
healthy
moving
either.
right, and
That
Brunson needs
high
to guard
ankle
him.
sprain takes a while, man. He's only had a few days.
That's a
off.
4 to 6 week injury. Facts. So as long as Brunson guards him, Brunson's
it's an
okay.
ankle thing. Okay.
But Max, you said something I thought that was so important. If Knicks run an effective 5-out, which they are the most effective 5-out team in basketball at the moment, they will win. That is something else I forgot to say. OKC is probably a bottom 5-out team in basketball. And people might think I'm crazy hearing this. They don't have any catch and shoot shooters. J-Dub is not a catch and shoot shooter, but he can catch and shoot. Casey Wallace is he's not a catch and shoot shooter, but he can shoot him. He had a good game 7.
Maybe AJ Mitchell.
Caruso every 7 games. AJ Mitchell's really off dribble shooter. He's not really a catch and shoot shooter. Like, none of those guys are catch and shoot shooters. Dort sucks. Chet lost his confidence. He's not a catch and shoot shooter. J. Will and Jerry McCain are really their best options at catch and shoot in a 5-out offense. And those guys, when they're not hitting, they're just not scoring points. And we saw that happen in Game 7.
Well, the funny thing is they have actually 2 really good catch and shoot guys in Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, but they just didn't play.
They just don't. Yeah, they couldn't play in that series. That just is what it is. But for the Knicks, you got Shamet, Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, Jordan Clarkson can be if he wants to, even though he's an off dribble guy.
He doesn't really want to be, but like he could.
They have a legit at least 5 catch and shoot guys. You cannot.
I'm really happy we got to Jordan Clarkson. I know we're going off tangent. Jay, remember last time we were talking about Jordan Clarkson and how he's been playing really good defense?
Yeah, he's literally a hustle player now. He's not
Max,
even known
feel about this?
He's a fucking hustle player now. It's unbelievable.
He's doing exactly what I didn't think he would do. But
okay. I thought Max would still hate it because of the Julius Randle stuff. His track record.
No, unlike other people, I'm actually like, my opinion evolves based on what the player does. But Randall never changed his game, so I have no reason to change my opinion. But
I mean, look, evidently that's true. Just like analytically, the Cavs are in the finals with the Thunder right now. But we can continue. My bad. I didn't mean to cut it off. But I'm just glad you brought up Jordan Clarkson.
So, analytically, the Wolves fans would agree with me. But not to get too much off a tangent. Yeah, like you said, Jay, I think 5-out's going to be a big part of this. The Spurs simply don't have the shooting that the Knicks have, at least on paper. But I mean, Julian Champagnie can get hot. Like we saw him get hot in Game 7. They, I don't know. Is Harrison Barnes going to come off this bench and like kill the Knicks? Maybe. He could.
You hold the Spurs under 35% from 3, they're losing this series. 35% or below.
That's a close team, though. I mean, you hold any team under 35% in this NBA, you're probably winning.
No, but the thing is, the Knicks are shooting damn near 50 from 3 this playoff. So as long as they're hitting and they're limiting the Spurs to only paint shots, because we all know where Dylan Harper wants to go. We all know where Stephon Castle wants to go. They're going to the rim, and they're going to probably violate Cat at the rim. Like, even though Cat's been a solid paint defender this playoffs, they haven't gone against this team. So
the question is whether Cat can stay out of foul trouble, especially with Wemby existing and all those guards. Like,
I think he can. I think he can.
Cat can't.
I feel like he's shown in this playoff that he doesn't go for those stupid
out
fouls.
Of foul trouble versus Evan Mobley. What do you makes you think he's going to stay out of foul trouble versus Wemby?
Because that Evan Mobley stuff was like the first stupid thing. When he was pulling on his arm specifically, that was the first stupid thing that I saw from Cat in a really, really long time.
When it comes to
I don't know.
to defensive fouls, Cat has mental illness. He actually can't control himself. He can't control himself. Like he cannot control himself. He's going to foul.
But tell me everybody else doesn't do that because everybody be grabbing on people.
Well, Cat gets called for more than anyone else, so clearly he's doing something extra.
Because he's going in front of the freaking ref and grabbing him in front of the ref. You got to be smart about it.
Then be smarter. I don't know. Like if I was a betting man, I would bet money.
He's probably being smarter about it now.
First 2 games. I hope not.
Absolutely, he's good. Max, he might foul out game 1. It's on the table.
Bro, don't put that out there.
Over under plus 200.
Over under 5.5 fouls for Karl Anthony Towns. Like, hey, get on FanDuel or like Not underdog. Apparently,
Listen, the Corgi has officially predicted. Do you guys want to
Dude,
know?
I don't watch the Corgi stuff. I'm not.
Did you
gonna lie.
guys
I
hear
do
about the
recognize-
Corgi stuff last time, though?
I've not watched the Corgi stuff.
Listen, love Corgi the pup. He's just not having valid takes.
He's
He's rolling the ball downstairs.
You know what? You know
so
what is
here's
the
what I
valid
say.
take,
He
though?
picked the Western Conference Finals perfectly game for game, right? But that
Jay,
was
you
the
know who's off the
only
roll?
thing that he did. Everybody's blowing this shit up out of proportion. Yahoo Sports is in on it now, like, oh, who's the Corgi? Everybody's gonna choose the Corgi. And they chose the Spurs in 7. They got every single Knicks pick wrong.
Kiba could do that.
Every
Kiba
single
could do
Knicks
what
pick
the
wrong.
Corgi does. Why don't you just make your own Kiba content? Just have Kiba predict. Have Kiba predict the NFL. Boom. There's your new
Honestly,
market.
Kiba wouldn't jump for the ball like the Corgi does. Kiba
So,
would just look at the ball and be like,
do we have anything else on the finals, or can we talk OKC's future?
I think we
I do. With this finals, I do think, like, looking at it from a macro sense, like, this is a very important finals for the NBA, and I think hopefully they treat it like that, because this is the first time that they've had the Knicks in the finals in a long time, and we all know New York is the NBA's biggest market. It's the market that, whether they admit it or not, they want the Knicks to do well. The league always does better financially, I'm sure, when the Knicks are good, so they have the Knicks in the finals versus the face of the league. I think it's fair to call Wemby the face of the league now. Like, once LeBron retires, it will be Victor Wembanyama. Like, it's quite clear. Like, he's got the talent, he's got the passion for the game, he's got, I think, the personality. He's not like an Anthony Edwards level personality, but I do think he's very well spoken, he's very thoughtful, he's very articulate. I think he is a great ambassador for the NBA, and I think he's ready to kind of take on that face of the league once LeBron retires. So this is kind of like the guy who will be the face of the league and dominating for the next 20 years versus the biggest market who is so desperate for a championship to end a 53-year drought. So, like, not like, I don't want to hate on the other finals, but just like coming into it, like, there's a lot at stake on both sides, and like the league has to love this. Adam Silver has to love this because this validates his NBA Cup, being like, hey, NBA Cup predicted this matchup. NBA Cup predicted this. So I'm sure
NBA Cup got it.
W. Adam Silver, great.
Earl will
Yeah,
never admit this, but the NBA Cup actually matters.
Bucks last year won it.
Knicks won it this year.
We
Knicks
really
were the
want-
only people this year to actually make it. These teams are the only teams to actually make it after the fact of going to the NBA
the
Cup.
Knicks and the Spurs legitimized the NBA Cup. It's now a highbrow, a very prestigious, very mindful, very
Now
demure
after
tournament.
these playoffs, it's now prestigious.
He's very mindful.
When the Lakers won it, it was a joke.
Yeah, obviously. Bubble
They hung
Mickey
a banner.
Beyond the banner.
Can we rename our podcast Beyond the Banner for
Sorry,
when
sorry.
the play happens?
Sorry, Earl.
I kind of like that. Well, next year when we do our NBA Cup
Welcome to
special,
the Beyond
we're
the
gonna do
Banner
Beyond the
podcast.
Banner.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's about all I gotta say. So,
I mean,
anything
look,
else?
all I'll say is, man, this is revenge for 1999.
Omar, you weren't even alive in 1999. Or
Neither were you, Max.
I'm not saying it was revenge for 1999 though.
I understand. I was born in 2001. I understand. But my dad told me the horror stories of 1999 on how he saw Tim Duncan and then how he saw it happen to him. 4-0. He was devastated. You know, after that, he didn't watch the Knicks for a few years because he was straight up so disappointed that he didn't want to look at it anymore.
Well,
It was so bad. And this Knicks team brought it back. I mean, like, brought back the belief that they could win and, go to the finals. And, I mean, look, like Jay said earlier, we're in a much better position than we were in 1999. We're not relying on our bench center to go out there and get us buckets like he's our main starting center, like
So,
Patrick Ewing.
Can I hurt your feelings real quick, though?
Don't.
Max.
Don't.
Does history repeat itself again? Is this
No.
new Tim Duncan? Wemby?
very well could be.
Once a trend is realized, it is broken.
It's so much history
Yes, that is.
factored into this series, bro. The Knicks could be one of the only couple teams to only lose 2 games, win the playoffs. Spurs, new dynasty, generational playoff. This is Adam Silver 1. I mean,
Yeah.
game 3 and 4 is gonna put up Super Bowl numbers. Are you guys hearing me? Super Bowl numbers in terms of people at the game, views. Finals in New York in
Ticket
2026.
You want to
in
know
the
what's the
social
main
media
reason
era,
for that?
it's going to be
though?
unbelievable.
It's because they actually put it on platforms where it was accessible for people to watch it. Remember, they were putting it only on cable, and not a lot of people were going in and watching cable and just pulling it up online.
Isn't it going to be the same? It's going to be on ABC.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like,
What are you guys talking about? Right
I'm
now?
just saying like,
Guys, hey,
ABC, NBC, and they'll still stream it online. That's the difference, though.
It's
Before they
it's
didn't
not
stream
on
it.
NBC though.
it's
ABC.
only
It's
ABC.
ABC
Omar.
I gotta look
exclusive. You
this
are
one
in
up.
fact a casual.
No,
Omar, please
no.
don't look it up. Please
Tell
don't
me,
look it up.
tell me, this entire playoffs hasn't been Amazon, ESPN,
Yes, but this
and
is
NBC.
the finals only. The Eastern
ABC
Conference
is still the
Finals.
exclusive finals era of the is still the exclusive era of the NBA Finals. That is how exclusivity works. They did not give that up. They are not.
So listen,
Okay, I didn't know
every
that.
year, one
Shut
of the
up, I didn't know
conferences,
that.
each conference chooses what series they get. Last year, Western Conference Finals on ESPN. This year, Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN. And the other one was on NBC. Last year, it was TNT. They always flip-flop that. The finals, unanimous ABC, Channel 9 every single year. It will never change.
All right.
Maybe one day, but like not.
Oh,
anytime soon.
I don't know. They
Hey, it
generate
was
a
on
lot of
NBC
money.
in 1999. ABC got their hands on it eventually.
I mean, like ABC, I think it'll also be online too through different access points. Like
Yeah, pirate sites, guys.
Yeah, Pirates.
that
Don't
too,
listen to
but
Omar.
not
Don't let
only just
Omar-
that.
Don't
I'm
let
talking
Omar
about.
think y'all gonna find it online. It's
But
not
that's
gonna be
why.
there.
But that's why the differential in the streams are different now. That's why we're seeing so many high numbers the first time in 10 years. It's because it's not like these fans went away all of a sudden. It's that these people went to different platforms and started using them as their main platform.
There's a two-sided argument to that. It can be there's too many places to watch the game now, and people can't find where it's
There's
at.
too many places.
And then
There's-
also,
My
it's
dad is victim of that.
so many places to find, and that it's easier to watch. There's two arguments to that. But
I mean, Omar was about to turn on Peacock to watch the finals.
Omar was gonna
no.
be so sad.
Well, first off, I would do.
You imagine NBA Finals on Peacock.
Well, first, what these playoffs have taught me to do is look up the game and see where it's being played first before you go in on a tangent and go search where it is.
Yes.
So can we I think we talked about the finals enough. We're talking about TV now. Let's talk about what does OKC do in the
Yeah,
future,
let's do it.
and let's talk about Chet Holmgren's game. Chet Holmgren in Game 7, 4 points, 1 for 2 from the field, and 35 minutes.
50%.
Hey, yeah, 2 shot attempts, but 4
I mean,
rebounds.
like, how are you supposed to be the second guy with only 2 attempts? I think that's the question.
Do you guys remember the take on the elbow? They swing it to him. He fumbles the ball, passes it back to SGA. SGA passes it back to him. He takes Wemby on the wing and fucking slips and falls, turnover. I think that was the moment right there where I knew Wemby literally owns him. And it is so sad because Chet is such a good player. I don't think, and I'm not leading to saying they should trade Chet. I think they should run the same team back. I don't think OKC should do any moves. They won the championship with the same team a year ago. J-Dub got hurt. It is what it is. Injuries, luck happens. It happened with the Pacers. Pacers probably would have won last year if Halliburton doesn't get hurt in the first quarter. But my point is that this Chet needed this game because he will grow from this. Everybody that's bashing Chet and like, oh man, this guy traded. He sucks. Chet was second or third team All NBA, second in defensive player. Like we gotta stop with the overreactions, bro. And I hated bad on Chet that night. I talked a lot of shit about Chet that night, but I'm not gonna seriously say Chet sucks and trade him and do this and that. Like let's relax,
I think
man.
he's a bit overrated though. Like I do think he's a slight bit overrated. Just a tiny bit. Like I don't. Is he really all NBA good? He's good. He's
Wemby.
I think
It's
he shouldn't
Wemby,
have gotten
Max.
second
It's
team. With all
Wemby.
due respect, maybe third team.
Well, he did it. He did in fact at 13.
He got.
It was Wemby. What do we expect against Wemby?
Like, okay, I'm kind of on both sides of the fence here. I think he's overrated, not just because of the series, though. Like, just as a general Chet Holmgren player in the National Basketball Association, I think people overrate him just a little bit. I think he is a good third option on a championship team because he's proven that. Is he third team All NBA? Let's be real. He kind of backed his way into that with guys not making 60 games.
Yes.
He's
Because he's
a
not
top
even the
20.
second best player on his team. J-Dub is the new unanimous number 2. And they had a crazy stat this year. every game that Chet Holmgren led the team in plus minus, they were like 29-1 or some crazy stat. Where if Chet is the best player on the floor in that game, or plus minus wise, plus minus fluctuate, it doesn't matter. He is that important. So it was an argument before because they were winning without J-Dub. AJ Mitchell had came in and stepped up. But it's games like this where it's a game 7, you need another ball handler and somebody who's not going to be afraid. Like game 7 last year, J-Dub had an amazing game. Like J-Dub will show up. He would have showed up if he played. Chet he was such a shell of himself. It was so sad looking at him go at Wemby, and he literally slipped and fall and lost the ball because he has no confidence. No confidence whatsoever. Like, Wemby dunked on him multiple times, blocked his shot multiple times. Like, he literally took Chet's soul this series. So, I understand how it looks. It looks bad. Let Chet go back to the drawing board. Like he said, I got to watch film. I got to go back. Just be... And SJ said it too. We're nothing without Chet Holmgren being Chet Holmgren. We need Chet Holmgren. Like, he's a very good player. So, I hope... Sam Presti's the best GM, top 3 GM of all time. Pretty sure he knows what he's doing this summer. If he trades him, he trades him. Whatever Sam Presti does, I agree with at this point. But they're probably going to keep Chet, run it back with the same team. Dort is gone. Kaysen Wallace is probably gone because they can't pay him. Aaron Wiggins gone. A couple guys are leaving his team, but the core 3, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, Shea, obviously nothing's happened with those 3. Nothing should happen, but the guys surrounding them, they're going to get more shooting. More shooting is on the way. More shooting is on the way. Y'all look out.
If you were Mr. Sam Presti and the Milwaukee Bucks came to you and said, listen, we want 5 first-round picks, and we want Chet Holmgren, and who else is on contract for next year?
I'm telling him to go drink a Long Island iced tea.
Like, I might be one of the biggest...
Give me another supplemental guy that
I might be the biggest Giannis pessimist out right now. I think Giannis is over. Like, he has
You don't even want to give that a shot between him and SGA?
Giannis has 2 years left. With Chet, you have 5 plus years.
He's got 3. 3 MVP years.
3?
So listen,
I'm
31
sorry.
years old.
Wait.
Listen, 31 years old, right? Last 4 playoffs, he has got hurt every single year. With age, does a 7-footer with knee and foot injuries get healthier? Let's just look at history. Do they get healthier?
No, they don't, but it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I understand. It's over. Cav 2 years in a row. Back versus Miami. The year they won the championship, he hyperextended his knee and came back in a week. I don't know how he did that still. Like, he gets hurt every year in the playoffs. I don't trust Giannis anymore. I understand he had his run. It's a new era now. Like, Giannis cannot stay healthy. And he could prove me wrong. We can clip this when he wins the championship.
Kawhi's had his healthiest year.
Kawhi is the anomaly. I don't know how Kawhi's had his healthiest year ever. But
okay, so Giannis can't be an anomaly.
7
like,
foot, no.
I'm not
7-footers don't get better with health as they get older. It's just not how that shit works. I think it's over. I would not risk 31-year-old Giannis with multiple injuries, so much mileage versus 24-year-old Chet Holmgren with no mileage. Like,
yeah, I agree with that.
I wouldn't make the trade. I just wouldn't do it.
I also wouldn't. Like I said, I'm hanging up the phone if the Bucks call me, if I'm the Thunder, but like if I'm like another team, if I'm
y'all
like
are seeing,
Miami or something,
y'all are seeing Chet through some rose-colored glasses. That's the reality of the situation.
As someone who thinks Chet is overrated in period, I'm not trading him away because of one bad playoff series against the best defensive player in the world.
It's just that it was one bad playoff series. It was that he was actively running away from Victor Wembanyama. He was actively not being involved with any type of play or any type of playmaking at all. It was his overall performance. It wasn't just, he shot 1 for 2 and this, that, and the third. He's been doing it all playoffs.
No, he had a great 2 first series.
I mean,
he was really good against Phoenix and the Lakers. SGA was the one who was kind of dropping the ball a little bit.
And the man that will arguably run the West for the next 10 years, you're actively running away from.
So you don't believe in second chances?
In this predicament, where I'm looking at the West and where Victor just took a freaking 9-10 seed last year to 2nd seed this year to NBA Finals this year, I'm looking at that like, holy shit, I need to make a change now with this guy in particular because I could see it being a problem.
So
Well, then you just trade him if it is a problem. He's
Omar
24.
Omar has a point because, as I said, history repeats itself. Clyde Drexler versus Michael Jordan, 1991, took Clyde Drexler's mojo. That Clyde was never the same, ever. Paul
So
George,
they're saying the Trailblazers should have traded one of the best players in the history of their franchise just cause.
and at the moment he was a
Yes.
top 5 player. But
Yes,
it
because
happens
you could get more
where you
assets
get-
for him.
We can also do the Dame shot over Paul George. Paul George that year, top 5 in MVP. Paul George was never the same after that shot, ever. Dame
Ever.
took his heart. Like, it happens.
He was good on the Clippers. The Clippers just were injured and were not
Yeah,
good.
he went from top 5 MVP to like bottom whatever.
Wasn't he like top 5
15.
MVP as a Clipper?
Say it like it is, bottom 15.
I'm clipping you on this, Jay. I'm clipping you.
What wasn't Paul George top 5 MVP that year?
I'm sure he was, but I think he was like top 10 in MVP later on the Clippers.
I don't think so, Max. I
You
don't
say
think he was
never
ever
the
that
same?
good.
Okay, what year are you talking? What year?
This is
2018?
2019.
2019. Okay, he was third in MVP.
Elite that year. He was an unbelievable basketball
2
player.
years later, he's All NBA third team, All Star. Okay, he still put up 21 next few years, 21 and a half, 23, 24, 24, 23.
How many games did he play?
Nice,
48, 54, 31, 56. But like,
He was
still.
not there when it fucking mattered.
Well, he got injured. That's not his fault.
Dame took
Yes!
Dame
Stay
took his
healthy!
life with
Get
that
off the
shot.
PEDs!
Bad shot, says Paul George. Bad shot. Never came back from that. Ever. He
So are we
started
trading all the Knicks from last year's team because Tyrese
because
Halliburton made a
and
shot
look,
on them?
but there's teams who
That's a
come
different
back, and that's a
situation.
good
Now
example.
it gets to be different.
No, Max. You got me there. They came back. They did.
Oh,
They
did
prevailed.
the Spurs panic and
No,
trade all their
because
players
they
after
got a
Ray Allen
coach
did a
that
three
was-
on them? No, they came
No,
out
no,
with
no.
a
I'll tell you
thing.
exactly what happened and why it happened for the Knicks differently. They got a coach that would emphasize using that bench to the maximum of its capabilities.
So now it's the coach that got the soul sucked out of him.
That's a weird way to say that.
I think so, Max.
Hey yo!
What?
Max,
What the-
I'm with you on this. I think Tibbs is the biggest loser in all of this for the Knicks because
Yeah,
Tibbs left.
Yeah, he's probably looking at all this rolling, and just like.
I mean, he's getting his money. Y'all forget he's getting paid to say
No. Tibbs is winning technically, but it's no chip. You know what I mean? $10 million or NBA championship.
I mean, Jeremy Sohan's the big winner in all this. He's getting a ring.
He's getting a ring regardless. Jeremy Sohan is a big winner.
Hey,
I find that crazy. I don't think he'll accept the ring though. Hear me out, because you have the
Omar, you're on one. This is an all-time Omar performance. He's not going to accept a championship ring.
Y'all. Okay.
Bro.
All right. Max.
This has happened.
Max, I'm
before,
not gonna say this, but have you been on a sports team before?
Yes.
Okay. If you lost,
I'm accepting the ring regardless.
you're accepting the
Omar,
ring
Omar,
regardless.
I want my hardware. Give
There
it
is
to me.
precedent in the
But
National
what if-
Basketball
dude,
Association.
what if you
of doing
lost
this
to that
in your
team?
lifetime.
Nah,
I would wear
dude.
it because I was a
If
part of
I'm-
that team. I helped them get there. Even
if
if I was
I'm
on the
going
Okay,
back-
I'll flip them.
If I'm going
It's
back
okay.
into the same locker room, if I'm Jeremy Sohan and I'm walking into the New York locker room, I don't think I would be able to face my teammates.
Who in history has said I'm not accepting the ring? No, they're gonna take it.
Let's
I mean,
see.
dude,
I'm
that's a
pulling it
private
up.
event. They
I'm
can
pulling
reject
up.
it if they want. I'm guarantee you, there's probably more people that have done that just because
So which one was more historic, blocked by Cornette or blocked by James?
blocked by James, blocked by Cornette. Actually, never mind. I take that back.
Papa Cornette is objectively funnier.
Blocked by Cornette.
That block was
Oh,
pretty
man.
unbelievable. He saved the game.
Okay, Anderson
If
Varejao. I assume he accepted his ring, but like this happens somewhat frequently.
Before
where
I
it's
leave,
like, oh,
can I give you guys the OKC trade?
Yeah,
It's
Give it
not
to
a blockbuster trade, by the way. It's just something I thought about, something I think that would work for everyone. Onyeka Okongwu to OKC for Isaiah Hartenstein, and probably one or two picks.
no,
I think Isaiah Hartenstein is not coming back.
Hear me out.
no. Oh, Onyeka Okongwu was not built like that, dog. He is not him.
You don't think he's better than Isaiah Hartenstein? Are you crazy,
No.
Max?
No.
No, not at all.
This could just be Knicks bias, but like no, he's not.
He saves OKC's trouble with the 5-out. Onyeka Okongwu this season.
Fair, but that's it.
Great shooter.
Hartenstein was the reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder won the championship.
And he's a good, way better paint defender. And
no, he's not.
Onyeka Okongwu's not a better paint defender than
3
Hartenstein?
inches shorter. All right, I'm clipping you on this. Onyeka Okongwu stats. I'm clipping you on. I know you got to go.
This is a bad take. This is a bad.
For picks as well is a terrible take. He's 6'10".
Look at his
averaging a block a game for his career. 1.1 blocks per game for his career. Let's see what's his rebounding as well.
He's a great rebounder too.
4.5 rebounds per game. Or sorry, 6.9 total. 6.9 total rebounds. So remember that. Isaiah Hartenstein, 7 foot, so 2 inches taller, averaging also a block a game for his career. The last couple of years, since he's been on OKC, he averaged 10.7 rebounds and 9.4 rebounds a game. Okongwu can dream about those numbers. So Isaiah Hartenstein is taller, blocks pretty much the same amount of shots, and gets exponentially more rebounds.
You guys listening to this? Onyeka Okongwu stats as a starter, 63 games. 15
so we're taking a 63-game sample size now as a starter.
I mean, that's a lot of games.
That's a pretty good sample size, Max.
That's not a lot of games, Max.
Max, that's a pretty good
compared to 2 years of Isaiah Hartenstein as a starter, but okay.
15.3 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Where's the defensive stats? He's a great starter. A great starter being on any team in the NBA he can start on. Onyeka Okongwu. Yes, but obviously minus like the Spurs and like the teams with a Onyeka Okongwu is a starting big on almost any basketball team.
I feel like I can name half the teams in the league that he wouldn't start.
You know who's also a starting big on almost every NBA basketball team?
Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein.
Mitchell Robinson too.
Okay, he would not start on the Pistons.
Yes, he would.
Over Duren? No.
Onyeka Okongwu could play the 4 or the 5. Who are they playing at the 4? They playing Isaiah Stewart.
That's fine.
All right. If we're gonna say he could be a 4,
remember he's 6'10".
Okay,
and he can shoot. That's the thing. That's why I would trade him. They can those lineups that they run because Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet cannot play together. It's proven. You run a lineup with just
Onyeka together last year playing together.
No, this year it did not work though. Did you see them this year together?
It worked last year. It's never been proven. Every year
it changes. They can't play together anymore.
Jay, you just gave me an irrational fear. What if Isaiah Stewart gets traded to Atlanta? That man's going to be targeting Brunson every single time they play.
He already targets him. They're already in the East.
I mean, like
they play the same amount.
It wasn't as much. Now it's going to be more because it's Atlanta.
That was Jay. You know what that was? That was a Hall of Fame Omar bringing everything to the Knicks moment. I'm not gonna lie. That was a Hall of Fame Omar just redirecting everything.
Let's go Knicks!
I think we're underrating Onyeka Okongwu. I think he's being underrated on this podcast.
He's not for the Thunder team that just won a title with Chet and Ihart. I think that's like you said. They don't need to do everything over to Mac. They were 1 game away from the finals. If they have a healthy J-Dub and a healthy AJ Mitchell, they win this series. With or without the 5-out spacing. Yes, it helped them to have a center who can space, and maybe they can go get a backup center in the offseason to do that. But Isaiah Hartenstein is their starting center.
Did you guys hear the Bill Simmons trade for OKC?
I try not to pay attention.
I didn't see that. What was it?
What has he said now?
Trey Murphy for Dort. They're 12th, 17th.
Tony Brothers and Scott Foster are officiating the NBA Finals.
Okay, that'd be good.
Fuck.
Give me that. Give me send away Dort, who is Dort, and the picks that they don't need.
Nice, Max.
Thank you. Send him and the picks for Trey Murphy. That's a good trade. That's like a Jared McCain level steal.
They're saying Trey Murphy will be traded within the next.
Well, he's gone. He's a
couple of weeks.
He's absolutely gone.
I don't know, man. They've been saying that for the past 3 years. Trey Murphy's gonna be gone in 5 weeks. Trey Murphy, and then he never gets traded.
Same thing with Kessler. Kessler's been on trade block for a couple years now.
Kessler just signed the contract.
In the league 3 years.
Kessler just signed a deal.
No, Kessler or Markkanen's gone. That team, the Jazz have so much to do because that team.
Kessler literally signed the 5-year deal, I think.
Shout out Bryce Sensabaugh. Well, yeah, that Jazz.
Shout out Cody Williams.
Him too. They have so many.
Why are we shouting out Cody?
But I gotta go, boys. 12-4.
He's top 10 pick. All right, adios, Chang. I hope you run into Onyeka Okongwu in your travels. Tell him that you were standing up for him.
Yeah, man.
And all 7 of his rebounds.
I'm gonna tell him that my potties wasn't messing with him. They were talking on his name.
Tell him we're Knicks fans. He'll understand.
No, just tell him to grab more than 7 rebounds a game. And
he does as a starter. 7.6, Max.
Oh my God, 7.6. Oh my gosh, put him in
Jaren
the Hall of Fame.
Jackson. Better than
Put him in the
Jackson.
Hall of Fame, bro. Just name the darn Defensive Player of the Year award after him. He could have 7.6 rebounds.
Solid numbers. Solid. But all right, boys. Peace.
He's out.
Adios, Jay. Omar, we're gonna keep it going for a few more minutes here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there what else? What else do you got? We've talked Knicks, we've talked Spurs, we've talked Thunder, we talked Giannis a little bit, and you're crazy Giannis to the.
I think
Thunder
look,
trade.
man. I think they should go all in for it. Call me crazy. I just think Chet being like that afraid of Wemby, I think that should scare Oklahoma City to a different degree.
Man, I hope you do not believe in second chances. That's crazy. That is like crazy. No,
I do believe in second chances. Like I can
not when it
understand
comes
if you're
to
like
Holmgren, clearly you got one bad series, and you said
because it's what he did during the series. He ran away from
series.
from Wemby every single time. He did not want to see Wemby at all. His
So you're gonna
presence and
trade-
his aura literally caused Chet to have a mental breakdown in the Western Conference Finals.
Dog, you're trading, and again, this is coming from someone who thinks Chet is overrated, and I will hate on his playoff series as much as the next guy. You're talking about trading a player because of aura. Wemby's aura is why you're trading an All
No,
NBA caliber
dude, no.
player.
Obviously, I said his aura caused him to literally fold in the Western Conference Finals in
Dog,
total.
you are literally an NBA Twitter GM. That is an NBA
Okay,
Twitter
I'm
GM.
barely on Twitter.
Wemby's
I'm barely
aura
on Twitter.
is the reason why we're trading. Chet can't handle Wemby's aura. That's
That's
why we're
not
trading
the
him.
actual reasoning, by the way.
No, that's
I
your
gave you the
reasoning.
actual reasoning earlier in the podcast. Don't dumb it down to what I just said one
Your
time.
reasoning is that you think that he has this like thing that he can like he's scared of Wemby.
Dude, we've seen mental blocks in the playoffs, and tell me this didn't look like a mental block.
I think he could get over that.
We'll see, but I don't know.
If this is year
I don't know if it's in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you can send him off. But year one of this, keep in mind, this whole thing started. If you really want to get deep in the weeds here, you
Oh,
want to get really
okay.
deep.
This whole thing started
This-
when Chet got here.
This started because Chet beat Wemby in a under 16 U.S. versus France game. So should France have just given up on Wemby? Be like, he's scared of 16-year-old Chet. He'll never progress. Let's just forget it.
That game was obviously yes. I see your point. I see
So
where you're
it
going.
goes both ways.
I see where you're going with it. I just feel like at the same time, Victor Wembanyama during that U14 game, even though you didn't watch it either, and I'm pretty sure I didn't
I didn't
watch
watch it, but I know of it. Like I've seen,
And I've seen highlights. I didn't see Chet. I didn't see Victor Wembanyama actively run away from Chet. I saw them actually go at each
actively
other.
running away. Like he wasn't like he wasn't.
Yes,
that-
he was. He was
like,
literally running away from that assignment. Literally every single can. He was getting on the other side of the freaking court, either on the wing or in the corner on the other
and
side.
guess what? Everyone in their sister-in-law is telling that to him right now. And I guarantee, and next year, I guarantee you, when they play the Spurs, he's gonna be locked in every time.
If that's
if
the
he's not,
case,
then
that's
you
the
trade
case.
him.
You know.
If he's not, then you trade him. But give
You
him
know
a
what? Maybe
chance.
you just send them to the Spurs and make them become friends. Like I don't know.
I'm sure it's like not trading him for, like Jay said, 2 to 3 years of Giannis when this is like one of the youngest, brightest teams. Like yes, the Spurs.
I think
Wemby's gonna run the West, but the Thunder as a team are also gonna run the West. Like the Thunder are gonna be back in the conference finals, 100,000 billion%, unless they panic and do something silly, which they're not gonna do because Sam Presti doesn't read NBA Twitter like that. But
you can say the same thing about the Spurs, though.
it's gonna be the Thunder and the Spurs, and again,
Yeah.
the Thunder almost beat them, even with Chet having the willies. They almost beat them.
Don't say it like that.
Having the will. That's what.
What is that? The Willies?
The willies, like being scared, like being
Okay, I've
intimidated.
never heard of that. I have to say, I know we're from the East Coast. I know we're both from the East Coast, and we're both from different states.
That's more your generation than mine.
Dude, what the? We're in the same generation. You're 20 years old. I'm 24.
Ooh, what are you talking about here? Snake, I'm
You're 22? That's even closer.
22 years old, dog. Don't,
Regardless, that's closer. You're 22. I'm 24, man.
it's a
We're in the
big
same generation.
well, then how come you don't know what the willies are?
Because that's not something people say in Jersey.
I don't think it's something people say.
When people are like, oh, they're worried, they're not playing well, they'll just say it like that.
The Willie's definition. Yeah, it's an informal idiom for a sudden feeling of nervous apprehension, discomfort, or fear.
Listen, you're probably reading that on Urban Dictionary.
No, I'm reading it on... Okay, well, I'm reading it on AI Overview, to be fair. But, like, Cambridge...
Because, you know why? Because it's related to, like, your area. And that's fine. I'm not trying to...
Omar, it's on
Listen, I'm not trying to
Dictionary.
shit on the
Cambridge
terminology.
Dictionary.
I'm just trying to say I've never heard of it.
In the same area. We're both East Coast, like you said. We're both...
Dude, but we're like...
Northeast, East Coast is the same.
Bro, but like our states are like here and here. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're from New Jersey's like right here to y'all, right? You're close to this like kind of corner of New Jersey while I'm inward by New York City over here.
I could get to New Jersey in 2 hours.
Get here then.
I have.
From
where I am to New Jersey, it takes about 2 hours to get there. Like, it is the truth. It's also on Cambridge Dictionary, the Willies.
That's the same. Like, listen, I'm not trying to shit on the terminology. I'm sure it exists. All I'm saying is that I've never heard of it.
Clear enough. You're like, oh, don't say it like that. Like,
I've never heard of that. It's a foreign concept to me.
Okay, well, when you think of the Willies, think of what just happened to Chet. It was a sudden feeling of apprehension when he saw Victor Wembanyama. But you know what? People can cure their Willies. They can get over their Willie. Like the Willie, you can eradicate it. I believe in Chet Holmgren that next year and the following years he's gonna come back and he's gonna he's gonna be on social media all summer because you know Chet's on social media. He's gonna be reading all the comments, seeing all the AI slander videos, which are funny by the way, as much as I hate to say it. He's gonna be reading all of it, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, this is never happening again."
He's definitely seen that photo of him wearing like a Warner Brothers t-shirt, and if you see Wemby, Warner Brother,
like he's gonna be better next year. And if he's not, then you trade him. But give him
I really hope that he can.
He's an NBA champion. Wemby's not an NBA champion yet. He might be very soon, but he's not yet. As of recording this, Chet Holmgren has a ring. Wemby doesn't. I give Chet a second.
We're Knicks fans. You can't even put that out there.
I'm just saying, facts are facts. Wemby does not have a ring right now. Chet does. I'm giving Chet a second chance to be like, okay, you know what you did. Come back better next year. And then when he does, we're gonna come back to this podcast and be like, remember when Omar said they should just trade Chet Holmgren just because he can't stand up to Wemby's aura?
Listen,
and you'll be like,
no. I'm sure that'll be the case.
Okay.
We're going to be having the same conversation of him not showing up in the Western Conference Finals specifically because he has what I like to dub the James Harden syndrome.
He has a championship. He had a good finals. James Harden's never even made... Well, he did make the finals, but, like... He hasn't made the finals.
No, that's what I mean also. Like, he's not also, like, kind of James Harden. Okay, I'll call it the James Harden syndrome only because what I describe as the James Harden syndrome is that physical mental block of not being able to perform. And I'm not saying that he wasn't...
the finals last year.
But it wasn't...
No, but...
It wasn't...
Wemby,
it wasn't like I can throw a pin and I went, yup, Chet was the reason why that happened. You can arguably say that Jalen Williams evolved into this number 2 option for them, and while Chet has been great defensively during that series, and look, matter of fact, and I don't really take away from his defense too much. By the way, you're getting hella bright over there.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Basketball Reference. Yeah, Chet last year in the playoffs averaged 15 points.
Yeah.
8.7 rebounds. Yeah, 8.7 rebounds. Shot pretty well. 55% on twos. 30% on three. Not great on threes, but shot 46% overall.
Now look at Jalen Williams. How is he doing?
This is not about Chet versus Jalen Williams.
Because it's who's on his team, Max. This is like last year was like Oklahoma City if they kept Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. That's what would have happened if they kept them together.
Yeah, like, James Harden would put up Chet Holmgren stats. Obviously not like 1-1, but like...
Not like that, but like similar too, right? Like 18 and 7 assists, maybe. Not 18 and 7 rebounds, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the point. He would be the third person on that team. He wouldn't be the main reason why they're doing it.
Exactly.
If James Harden got this disease dubbed to him when he was in Houston, when he was the main guy in Houston.
Entirely different scenario than what Chet has. Nobody expects Chet to be a first or a second. He's a third. And the second best defender in basketball, by the way. Keep that in mind. If Wemby didn't exist, Chet would be the defensive player of the year.
At the time last year, you can arguably say that they wanted Chet to be number 2 and Jalen Williams to be number 3.
But who cares? Who cares about that?
Because he's
not. He's not an offensive number 2 like that. And that's okay, because he's the second best defender in basketball. Stretch. And he did have a great defensive series.
He did. I mean, look, I don't think... When I say these things, I don't necessarily take away from the defense either. I think the offense was just the heavy part of it.
Yeah, like, it's an unfortunate situation that, like, yes, he should be putting up more than 4 points a game, but let's not lose sight of the fact that, like, no one... when J-Dub goes down, like, Chet is just not built to take over that workload offensively. He should be contributing more than 4. That's fair. But he also is not going to contribute J-Dub's 25 to 30 points, shot creation, 3-point shooting, rim pressure like that. No. So it's like my case in point is like, yes, he was bad this series. He was objectively bad. Yes. You don't trade him away yet. You give him another chance. And if he continues to underperform, then that's fair. But Chet, wasn't that a thing where it's like he's been a winner at all levels he's played at, like high school, college, NBA? Like, he's collected. Let me look that up. So
you're 100% right. I saw that. I saw that as well. He's won at every single level. He hasn't had a year where he didn't win the championship. Matter of fact, this is actually the only year in his professional career, high school to now, where he's lost a championship level event.
Yeah, where he's been in the postseason and didn't win. So, like, yes,
look, I could be wrong, man, but, like, it is what it is. I saw what I saw, and I felt like, look, it's kind of also a mix of, like, listen, you have a very limited opportunity to go and get a superstar caliber like Giannis. And I feel like a main piece in that deal, if it were to happen, were to be Chet Holmgren, right?
It'll never happen, is the thing. The Thunder are not that dumb, quite frankly.
They're not that desperate. No, they're not that desperate. I wouldn't even call it dumb because I think that could be a smart move for them if they keep a lot of their bench.
They wouldn't be able to, though. I don't think. Like, to give up to push all their chips in on Giannis, and again, like, I don't think he's done, like Jay said, but, like, just objectively, like, it narrows your window so much. Like, keeping that young core of J-Dub, SGA, and Chet, their window is 10 years if they can just keep a decent team around them, and they have the picks to do that. You got to keep that in mind. They need these picks because when they have to let go of guys like Cason Wallace and Lou Dort, and, because they can't pay them, they need rookie scale guys or guys on rookie scale deals to come in and be role players who don't take up a lot of salary and be contributors on finals pushes. They need those picks. I'm not trading that away from Giannis and pigeonholing they already have a salary problem. Like, trading for Giannis just makes that worse because then you don't have the picks to fill the holes in your roster. So,
Sam Presti learned from his mistake.
He made what mistake? He made
probably like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah. He learned
10 plus years ago. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's not. Like, they're just gonna keep acquiring picks. They're gonna keep. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna keep their main 3, and they're just gonna have a rotating cast of rookies and young guys around them. Whoever the Jared McCains and the Lou Dorts and the Cason Wallaces and the Kenrich Williamses, they're gonna come and go. Whoever they can afford to pay. But those 3 are staying. Unless Chet, again, has 2 more seasons of just absolutely being awful when the chips are down, which I don't think will happen. He's there for the long run. I mean, you heard it again. SGA is fully on board with this. He had a terrible series, but it is what it is.
I think they played him well defensively. I think that was the main part of it. I mean, the Thunder, I think the Spurs played him really well.
San Antonio did a good job defensively on him. He'll learn from that. I don't think he's going to be putting up 4 points next year against the Spurs. Or even if he does, Jalen Williams will probably be there scoring 30 and it won't be a problem. Like, if Chet has this exact series with J-Dub and AJ Mitchell are there and they win, we're not talking about him right now.
Probably, yeah. And I mean, look, they're missing 2 very key players to their offense, so I mean, that could very well be the case.
Yeah, and again, like, Chet is never going to be, like, he's never going to replace that production. Like, that's nothing. I'm not talking about AJ Mitchell. We have not talked about AJ Mitchell, like, at all in this episode. But,
yeah, I know.
If AJ Mitchell doesn't get hurt, they still win the series. Because they were winning without J-Dub all season long, largely because of AJ Mitchell. They could survive without Jalen Williams as long as they have AJ Mitchell. Because AJ Mitchell is legitimately that good. And he might be another casualty if they might not be able to pay him down the line. But
now I wonder what happens when you grab a Chet Holmgren, but, like, somebody who's on Chet Holmgren's kind of like
There's just no lot. There's no logic.
somebody on his trajectory that's like a little bit more ahead than he is. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking ahead, but
I think you're just trying to think too hard. Giannis, I'm sure he will be
no.
traded.
No, never that.
It will not. It will not be the Thunder. It will not be to the Spurs. It will not be to the Knicks.
No,
He'll go
probably
somewhere that
won't
is
be the
desperate,
Knicks.
and we'll pay him.
Man, you're right. Probably. I listen. I thought I could see it, but I could be wrong.
It's just no. I don't see that. I don't see Onyeka Okongwu going to the Thunder either.
Yeah,
Like,
that was an all time not great.
no, you don't get to say that. After you just tried to draw Giannis for Chet, you don't get to say that. I can
I
say
think
that.
that's a more significant upgrade than Isaiah Hartenstein for Onyeka Okongwu.
But they're both dumb moves for different reasons. One is just a sidestep. One is just a terrible move for the longevity of your franchise and the success.
Is it really a sidestep though?
Yeah, Onyeka Okongwu to Isaiah Hartenstein to Onyeka Okongwu for the Thunder would be a sidestep. Like, lateral move. You're not getting any better. You might be getting worse even. Especially if you give up picks, you're getting worse. You're losing that trade. And then Giannis is just like taking a team that like, oh, we could be a dynasty to like, hey, we have a 2-year window. Your turn. That would be like the gosh darn Chicago Bulls trading Scottie Pippen for like 2 years of like Bernard King and being like, we could have just had a 10-year window. We're gonna take a 2-year window instead. Let's do that.
Let's speed up the progress.
Yeah, reverse progress. It's like the gosh darn. I'll hate on the Cavs for doing that, but who knows? Maybe they'll win next year. But like, it's like the Cavs trading 26-year-old Darius Garland for 36-year-old James Harden and being like, we're all in. It makes more sense in their case, admittedly, but like, doesn't.
Was it though?
But
Because I think the main reason they brought James Harden was to help in the playoffs, and I think Max Kellerman said it best. That's all I'll say. If you guys get it, you get it. But
hey, to be totally fair to the Cavs. Were we talking about them as conference finals team before Harden got there? We weren't even talking about them as a second round team.
We were. They were versing the Cavs. I mean,
they were terrible.
They were versing Toronto. We were definitely talking about them as a second round team.
No. I'm talking at the trade like in January and December when the Cavs.
Oh, yeah. Because their lack of defense was too.
So they traded to like that's what I'm saying. They made that trade for Harden. And they got better. They climbed the East, and they got to the conference finals. We would, if before they made that trade, we would never have picked the Cavs to make the conference finals. Never. We weren't even talking about them again winning a playoff series.
Yeah, that's fair.
So to be mad at them, like they got waxed in the conference finals, but like they did make it, and they beat the 1 seed. If you said before the James Harden trade that the Cavs could beat Detroit, you would have been laughed at. Is my point. So it made more sense for the Cavs, and it did pay off to a degree.
Well, I mean, they actually played well against the Cavaliers. I mean, the Cavs actually played really well against the Pistons this year. They were able to match their physicality better than the Knicks.
This is true, but
I mean,
before
look,
the Harden trade, they were not.
Donovan Mitchell dominated. That doesn't take away from anything like that, right? Donovan Mitchell dominated and was able to get them that win in Game 7. However, it just didn't carry on because of how tired they were. I mean, hey, man, this might be the case for the Spurs as well. They don't exactly go deep in their bench, right? They probably play like 3-4 guys out of there. Maybe if we're lucky.
They play their bench about as much as any playoff team. You're usually gonna run the starters more. I'd say the Knicks are probably deeper. Maybe
I do think the Knicks are a little bit deeper. I do think the Knicks have the ability to kind of wear down these guys. It's not gonna be easy, but when you're getting off 7 games, when you're facing a speedy team like the New York Knicks that love to drive on speed, and you're a San Antonio Spurs team that likes to kind of slow it down and really get Victor Wembanyama set up, it might be a little harder to get over the Knicks. I don't know. I'm holding out belief, man.
Next week we'll be back on the BTB podcast talking about the NBA Finals, probably first 3 games, or maybe 4, depending on when exactly we record. But we'll be doing kind of a halfway point in the finals, a recap, or maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be like towards the end of the finals, depending on how the series goes. But we shall be back. So subscribe to the BTB podcast channel so you don't miss out on that. You're gonna want to see that podcast when it goes up. Going to be very exciting. I'm sure as Knicks fans will be very opinionated. We'll have a lot to say.
We'll be crying. I'll be crying probably.
We'll see. Tears of joy or tears of sadness for Omar. So subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that. As always, comment down below if you enjoyed this podcast. You want to see more. You want to see us switch it up, do some different things. We're always open to feedback. So please be active in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Keep an eye out for our stuff here on YouTube. We got shorts going up on Instagram as well. So if you want to follow us, I think it's like BTB Pod on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll put it in the YouTube description if y'all want to hit it up.
Yeah,
over there.
it'll be in the description. If you made it this far, comment vacuum cleaner. That's it for us. We're signing off. Have a good week, everybody.
Vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum cleaner.